Welcome back. Let us continue with our next adventure, shall we? Oh shit. Let's see. For our next survey, I would have you escort me to Oath's Fount. The ambient ether concentrations there are so high that crystalline structures form spontaneously, consequently anomalous fluctuations should to be much easier to detect. Brilliant. Yes, no, don't bother answering. That was rhetorical. Now come along. You should be more than familiar with this procedure by now. Pray find a suitable position from which to keep watch while I take measurements. Yes, quite high, yet still markedly lower than the historic measurements taken then near the end of the Sixth Estro era. Could the presence of a primal account for the difference, or is there something else? Something else. Something else. Son, come here. I need you. Fear not, my friends. Help has arrived. There you are, Akira. Hori and I was worried when you and your charge failed to return at the appointed hour. Guided like a hog, but not by me. No, these wounds were made with a blade. Doesn't look like a put much of a fight either. Nary a mark o' his sword or his shield. I heard nothing of any Crystal Braves operations in this area. What cause had Wilfred to come here? Well, what should we do? We will see to the scholar's protection, Akira. Aye, the boys remains. You should return to the Rising Stones. The descendant will want to know what happened here. and so do I. Alright, let's not return to her just yet. Let's continue with Tataru's quest, shall we? Don't seem down. I'm back. As fledgling as these garments are, I fear I shall never don them again. But I can't go back to the Rising Stone without something to show for my time away. Wait, I know what I can do. That is, if you don't mind accompanying me for a little longer. Wonderful, then to Costa del Sol we will go. It's a bit of a gamble, but I'm confident it will pay off. Alright, Costa del Sol. You know what? I'll go it cheaper, shall we? Costa del Sol, yes. Yes, this is it. This is where the man at the Drowning Wench told me to look. There is a certain variety of a clam which can be harvested in this time of year in Blood Shore, one which produces most marvelous pearls. However, these clams are also converted by certain covenanted by certain wild creatures, and since I fared rather poorly in battle the last time, let us be off. What fortune! I already found one. Would you be so kind to keep watch while I work? This should be only take a moment. Ba 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 ba. We fought, well fought, Akira. Well fought. I knew I was right to ask you to come. As for me, I have my prize, a bounty of bloody pearls. So named for this reddish hue, they were treasured as wards against dark magics in ancient time. I thought I might make charms for everyone so that no matter where they go, they will always come home. It's sort of the power to defend myself and other people in a way, right? Well, I mustn't keep Philhamnon waiting. There's work to be done, and lots of it. We're to secure provisions for the sons in Limson markets. She may have an eye for quality, but I have a nose for bargains. Will you be heading back to the Rising Stones? If so, pray convey my apologies to the attendant and tell her that she needn't worry about me. Farewell, Kira, and thank you for everything. That sounded rather final, didn't it? About until we meet again. Suspicious. Alright, let's go back to the Racing Stones, Sari. Welcome home, Akira. I gather you found Tataru in Limsa Minsa? It sounds like it, though she had a quite an adventure, and while it did not end as well she had hope. She had hope. I suspect that it. My brain. I expect it. Uh, that I expect that it will provide to be valuable experience. I dare say she couldn't have managed without our intervention. Even so, I appreciate you indulging my request. Alright, let's continue with this one. Akira, you have returned. Are you and you seem troubled. Did the role of the escort convey so? Wilfred's dead, mayhap murdered by the 12. How can that be? I will send word to Alfred Alfanad at once. He will want to conduct a full investigation and send word to Wilfred's family. Gods, he was just a boy. Who would do this, and why? Play hell. Though recent events weigh heavily on our minds, we must needs set them aside for now. We are come to defining moment in Eurasia history. The grand commemoration of our joint defense of Ishgard, the first time in 15 long years that our people have stood side by side with our neighbors to the north to fight in common cause. This may mark the truth rebirth of the Eurasian Alliance, feeling that it should, at the very least, serve to bring our nations closer together. We have every reason to raise our voices in celebration, do we not? We have bested Dervanians and Asians both. Against desperate odds, we have fought and won. But the primals still plague us, and the kingdom empire still plots our subjugation, and our triumphs, remarkable though they are, we were brought at a terrible price. Brave adventurers and allies broken on the steps of faith and before our eyes. In this very room, our dearest friend Moonbrida. This is the victory we have wrought, and it is bitter ashes in my mouth. I would sooner stay here and invite those with more appetite to enjoy the feast in my stead. Alas, it is a royal banquet, and all of our allies will be in attendance. It is our duty to present a united front that we might serve as a beacon of hope to all. It seems I have no choice but to take my own advice. I instructed the others to meet us in Udad, that we might make our grand entrance together. Unfortunately, I had to settle for leaving Tataru and Limnyamin a note. If they do not return quickly, they will have to settle for whatever leftovers I can smuggle out of the fragment chamber. Off to the big sorry. Akira, raise a glass for me, or not. You don't look best pleased, lass. Something on your mind? By the navigators, real Red's dead. God damn it, they must know they've been rumbled. I mean, saw it. 'Tis past time we had this talk. After our last conversation, I got to thinking about where certain funds were coming from. So I had a dig around on the quiet night, and sure enough, I found it. Seems a fair bit of coin made its way into the Brave's coffers, courtesy of a Dodo Consortium, a draft name for a business if ever I heard one, which is what first gave me a inking that something weren't right. So I went through the ledgers again and found another half dozen donations from an organization with stupid bloody names. Didn't take long to find the common thread. All were owned by the Mirage Trust. Oh, I'll give the bastard credit. He showed us up for the amateurs we are. Short of calling one of his business the bloody bribery consortium, I don't know what more he could have done to muck our rules on financial contributions. The gods only know how many men the first and third are taking Teledinge coin. And now we know. So, as some of there are, I'd wager me right. They're the ones what did for Wilfred. The erst young fool had taken to asking the wrong kind of questions, bound to attract attention. He should have seen it at the time, but I didn't. God's damn me. See, I don't see that what Telegy hopes to accomplish. He hid his schemes with all the care of a drunk pissing into the wind. No, he's cleverer than this, so we need to be clever too. That's the only way we'll ever repay this debt, old blood. We'll purge every one of them traitors, bastards from our ranks. On that you have me word. Akira, mind you yourself where you're in Uda, eh? We're heading into a storm. I can smell it. The kind, what'll sweep a man overboard and drag him under for he knows it. Alright, oops. The part to Uda. We must been waiting for you, Akira. The celebration is due to begin shortly. I had hoped that we might make our introductions together, but Mistress Momodi just sent word that you are needed at the quicksand. We will go on ahead, Akira. Pray join us once matters at the quicksand are resolved. Give my regards to Momo D and let her know that I will call upon her anon. Oops. I appreciate you dropping in such short notice, Akira. I know you've got places to be, but I won't waste. So I won't waste your time. Your friends with a Gristle brave by the name of Alian, ain't aren't you? Former adventurer. Come to think of it, I'm pretty sure you recruited her yourself. Well, anyway, she came around for a meal not long ago. Before she left, she asked me to give you this message. Said if the others ended up dragging you to the feast, I was to see you got it before you made your grand entrance. Meet me in the station west of the Coffer Coffin. There's something I must show you. A short message I'll grant you, but she thought long and hard before picking those words. Barely touched her food. Too, under other circumstances, I'd thought those signs of a troubled heart. But something tells me she ain't planning to ask your thoughts on a gentleman caller. Let's see. Yeah, I should teleport. Fuck you. Oh, duh. I'm so, I'm so stupid. Son of a bitch, I'm stupid. As you stand upon the platform, your thoughts begin to wander, and all to seeing the ghosts of your comrades lost and the enemy slain begin to file by your mind's eye in a solemn procession. Clearing your head, you scan the horizon, but no sign of Alien. Straining your ears to listen, you hear the chatter of Quinquin and and the buzzing of serpent heads, but no approaching footfall. Sighing, you bow your head only to notice the vial lying at your feet. Akira, is that you? What brings you this way. Lieutenant Elena? Why, no, I haven't seen her about. Had she come this way, I guarantee we would have crossed paths. I must have spotted past this spot a dozen times. We're to patrol the city's Verors on account of the royal banquet. Captain's orders. You understand? Speaking of which, isn't it about to begin? You should be with the other honored guests, enjoying your well-deserved respite. Pray return to Uda and Kira. If I chance to meet the lieutenant, I will tell her you were here.
O Sultan Tree, hallowed spirit of my line. Through my weakness, the glorious house of Ul has all but disappeared beneath the sands. For want of the strength to raise it up again, it were better that it fall. Forgive me, but I know not what else to do.
Really suspicious. Really suspicious. I reckon you'd peer straight to the feast after meeting with Elena. What's the matter? No appetite? She wasn't there, but this was. Let's see. Looks like the alchemist vial, but beyond that, I can't say. Might be best if you hold it on for safekeeping, though. Any road, no use worrying of Alanian. I'm sure she'll turn up before too long, and when she does, we'll soon find out what this was all in aid of. Besides, you've got more important things to think about. Alright, that concludes this episode. Well, short, because I know that the next 2 quests is going to be very long. Anyways, see you in the next one. Have a nice day.